Hello out there! Hey, you see the episode of Transformers that came out before Sonic Boom this morning? It was the one with Windblade in it! Oh, and she was so cool! I really hope that they actually make a Robots in Disguise toy of her, and not just that Legion one. I want an actual Warrior class figure. Because she's awesome in this cartoon. But this isn't a Robots in Disguise vlog, this is a Sonic Boom vlog. And this episode kind of made me want to shoot myself. Yeah, I mean, it's a good episode. Okay. My personal pet peeves about this kind of storyline aside, it was very funny. Okay, so, let's see. The episode starts with some shtick with Knuckles and Sonic trying to break the world record wheelbarrow race. And Knuckles' line is probably one of his funniest yet. I foresee no problem trying to do with my hands what the world's fastest runner can do with his feet. That is ingenious. Yeah, so after getting his face rubbed through sand, then going through a cactus patch in a valley of broken glass. Why did he even have one of those things? It turns out that Tails was somehow distracted and forgot to hit start on the stopwatch. So it turns out, so the next scene takes place in a post office where Dr. Eggman was waiting for a package, and in the 2 minutes that he went to the bathroom, the mailman came to his house, failed to get someone to answer the door, and left them a note. Like, you ever seen those sketches where, like, you had the FedEx guy, he's looking at the house with binoculars and waiting for that 10 seconds where you, like, go into another room, then he runs up to the door, knocks 3 times really fast, and then leaves his missed package note and runs back to his truck? Yeah, if it wasn't for the fact that the mail service consisted of a bunch of freaking tortoises, I would have believed that that's what they did to him. But they don't want to give him his package because he didn't have the note that they left in his door. To which I cry, bull crap. If you have an ID with your address on it, you can pick up your package at the post office, no problem. And frankly, Dr. Eggman came in with this really cool looking robot, and picked up the thing, and I'm like, yes, kill him. Like, it's not very often that I'm rooting for Dr. Eggman to kill the citizenry, but yeah, for this turtle, yeah, do it. Murder the crap out of him. Yeah, like this, like a bad postal worker that gives you the runaround is like 10,000 times more annoying than Dave the intern could ever be, at least to me. So, while they're all fighting the robot, they try to kill they try to call Tails in to come in with his plane, but Tails doesn't find the plane right. He kind of missed his cue, as it were. So Sonic, who's going to leap on the plane, ends up missing and lands headfirst into a container of watermelons. So everyone else defeats the robot, and they realize that the reason Tails has been so aloof and distracted lately is because he has a crush on a girl fox who, he has a crush. That's a thing that's going on here. Now this is kind of where the episode kind of made me want to just like rip my own face off, because I find it extremely frustrating when an ignorant character tries to take love advice at face value. I don't know, for some reason I feel way too much empathy with the character on the screen. It just makes me want to punch myself so many times. So yeah, all the characters try to busybody their way in and tell Tails how he can do the thing. Tails goes to get advice from Sonic first, and he recommends being the cool dude, playing it all aloof and stuff. Like okay. Sonic in the video games has never had a major love interest. I mean, in the comic book and the cartoon series, Sonic has had love interests, but he didn't act like he does in the video games to do so. Uh, so yeah, like, so Tails goes to the girl and he tries to do the thing where he's like acting all aloof, but the problem is that he's actually trying to run up and actively be seen, not caring about her, so it just kind of looks silly. Then Knuckles comes in and Knuckles says that you gotta be that women like manly dudes, like you gotta lift weights, pump irons, but you know, like, and he proves it by pointing to a couple of girls, the goat girl and the walrus lady, who kind of giggle. The difference is that Knuckles is a beefcake and Tails is so the opposite of a beefcake. So Tails actually approaches the girl at Madburger. He's all like, sup? Oh man, what kind of wood is that? Cedar, birch? It's particle board. Oh yeah, I took down a particle board tree once, punched it down, made a log cabin out of it. Was that a freaking Minecraft reference? Punching a tree down, building a log cabin out of it? Also, particle board is made by like taking sawdust and compressing it into like cheap, easy to make wood that they used to make IKEA furniture out of. It's not. There's no particle board trees, stupid. Okay, so again, Tails fails to impress at being manly. Actually, he undermines himself when he orders a rare steak at Madburger. But okay, eat red meat, that's manly. But then he gets a Happy Meal toy. They give Happy Meal toys with steaks, and it's a Hello Doggy pen. You know, like Hello Kitty, but Hello Doggy. Like, ooh, I can put it with my Hello Doggy pad. Gotta go. You know, he realized that he lost all man credibility there. So he goes to Amy. He's like, if you want advice about women, you should have approached a woman. That's a great idea. You know any women? I'm a woman. I'm a delicate flower, you jerk. I gotta admit, the Amy in this universe is slightly more feminine than average, but at least she's not some psycho stalker like other women are. Like other Amy's have been. So they watch a romantic movie together, and Amy says that if he wants to win the girl, he has to act like the guy in the romantic movie, which was apparently the Phantom of the Opera. So Tails tries to come in with his awful poetry on the mysterious mask, and of course that fails too, because this is kind of his creepiest interpretation. Like, oh, and by the way, that Dr. Eggman has been having to run around with the post office guys in the background this whole episode. Like, he brings them the note, but the thing got sent out for redelivery. In the Madburger scene, his package got redelivered to some other country somehow, and then we go on to the thing where he's following the mail guy around in his mail cart, and it's like, I know my package is in your cart, just give it to me! Like, it has to be at your residence. I could see this long turtleneck. I could just imagine my hand going around that neck and just squeezing it until his head fell off. Okay, so he finally gets advice from Styx, which is you gotta be desperate when you're trying to get advice from frickin' Styx. So she says that the male has to assert his dominance by displaying his plumage in a public space, which involves him doing a stupid fan dance in the middle of town square. So the girl asks the girl only shows interest in Tails in regards of if he's actually feeling okay, because he's acting kind of crazy, and when the feathers make her sneeze, she kind of runs off. This is when Eggman finally intervenes. He may be their sworn enemy, but the bro code trumps that. He gives Tails advice that he has to be comfortable in his own pelt and just be himself. Tails at first is hesitant to take this advice, but Eggman points out that there's no reason to ignore the advice because he doesn't really care. It's just that Eggman is like me, and he can't stand to see this poor guy embarrass himself so much. Thank you, Eggman. You are officially the most sympathetic character in this episode. Actually, you've been the most sympathetic character in this episode ever since that post office scene. Alright, so he finally gets his package, and he gets it out, and it's a background music generator. It'll make his attack scenes more dramatic. So he pushes it, and some really awesome metal music that kind of reminds me of Shadow's theme from Sonic Adventure 2 starts playing, and it really makes this robot attack scene kind of awesome. So the robots attack, and Megabot comes back in, and he grabs the girl that Tails has a crush on, and Tails has been taking out all the motobugs with his wrench. It's kind of awesome. And when all the other guys show up, they wanna do something. Tails like, no problem, guys, I got this. He comes in and does a flyby in his plane, blows up the robot's hand, uses the Ender Beam to rescue her, and then he blows up the robot in awesome fashion. And Eggman turns off to me like, that wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be. Like, no, that was awesome. It felt like we were in the Dreamcast era of the video game. That was sweet. So he plays some happier music, and Tails gets a kiss from the girl, and everyone else takes credit for Tails as being awesome, and then they had the iris out in the heart, like, I am glad I paid extra for that heart iris upgrade. And the episode ends. I am actually really impressed that the episode ended with Tails actually getting the girl. On a positive note with the girl. I mean, I don't know if this is going to carry on to anything, if she's going to make a later appearance, but holy crap, it actually ended with him getting the girl. Like, I totally expected this whole thing to not matter, but the goal of the episode was totally accomplished. So yeah, this episode was actually really good. It was funny. It had it had another character. It had actual stuff going on. The characters going outside their comfort zone. Eggman being sympathetic, which makes up for the fact that he didn't even appear last week with the Justin Bieber thing. I'm wondering why nobody suggested the whole become a teen idol thing. Then again, I totally did not want to see a resurgence of the Dreamboat Express. Like, hey, I was the cute guy on the Dreamboat Express. Yeah, that might have gotten. I don't know this. I don't know the age range of this girl. I mean, I don't know the respective ages of the Boom characters. I mean, in the classic, in the proper game universe, we actually know all the characters' names thanks to their ages literally being stated outright in Sonic Heroes. So we know how old they are in the proper universe, but it's a lot more ambiguous in the Boom universe. I mean, this Tails, he could still be 8, but he might be a teenager. They're not really all that clear on that. But yeah, this episode, aside from the fact that I spent half of it repeatedly punching myself in the side of the head so I could ignore the embarrassment that Tails was going through, it's really funny. I know there's a lot of people that totally go for this kind of stuff, but it just triggers the crap out of me. But no, I'm not gonna let my personal biases against this kind of thing totally affect what was a freaking hilarious story. It was good. This episode was awesome. And I totally, I actually finally got back to playing the Sonic Boom video game. If you want my opinions on a Sonic Boom video game, everyone's saying it's like the worst game ever. I say that it's not a good game. The 3DS game was actually kind of good, but the Wii U one, it's not a good game. But the reason it's bad is because it's trying to be a Nintendo 64 game. It's trying to be similar to Banjo-Kazooie. Like, I wanted this game to be more like Sonic Heroes, and when I saw the trailer footage, it looked like it was going to be more like Sonic Heroes. Then I actually played it, and it actually came out like a cheap knockoff of Conker's Bad Fur Day or Banjo-Kazooie or, like all those other forgettable Nintendo 64 titles. where you spend most of your time wandering around a hub world trying to figure out what the chuffing hell you're supposed to do next. Yeah, kind of reminds me more of one of those games, like a very mediocre N64 game, which, like, this is Sonic. We have a solid formula for what works in a Sonic game, and they're just trying to do something entirely not that. But yeah, I'm not gonna let the failings of the video game undermine the success that this cartoon is having, because this cartoon is really good. Hopefully the network will get that. They'll get the popularity of the cartoon's merits will allow them to ignore the failings. Oh, who am I kidding? They canceled Green Lantern because an unrelated Green Lantern movie failed to perform. This cartoon's doomed, isn't it? It's a shame because this is a good cartoon. It'll probably have like a 60 episode season and then they'll bury it. Unless the toys sell well, Cartoon Network can always be suckered by well-selling toys. Except I've already bought all the toys, except for the plushies, but I don't buy plushies. I bought the plushies for my niece actually, but okay, this is just me ranting now. All right, I'll see you guys next week.